Millions of years ago, the Southeast lay under a prehistoric ocean. Time passes, water levels recede, and an unusual drop in elevation remains. The fall line. Rivers now flow through this ancient coastline, forming waterfalls, rapids, and shoals. Where they were once down.
Hey everybody, Gary with Froggy Waters Outdoors. I've got the new Crescent Shoalie. I haven't been on the water with it yet. It's kind of amazing. I've had the boat for about 4 weeks, 3 weeks now, somewhere in there. I said my kids bought it for Christmas for me, but you know, we all know how that goes when you're adults. Anyway, here it is. This is a moss. I did go while I was at the factory and pick out the color. So the blend's a little bit greener than most. It's a little bit more gray and black. No, it's nothing special, nothing new, but when you mix the plastic for making your kayak, it just comes out different. Each kayak is individual. So you have your color variations, and this is my first trip out, so I'm gonna go over some of the initial thoughts on it. Basically an unboxing of sorts. Here's what we got. So everybody's seen all the videos going around about the different things. You got the rod straps. They worked out pretty good. I like the cam strap on the seat. It does well. That's a 13 by 13 crate. I've got a handful of Crescents. This is a seat strap off of the old Crescent, the CK1 I had. And what I did is I run it through the rod tube, the sides of it there, see it? And I took the tag in and stuffed it down in here. And so what that's doing is there's no bungees back here. I took the strap, the cam strap that came with it off. So now I don't have any bungees for anything to get caught on. I don't know how I feel about these right here yet. We're gonna find out shortly. But, I mean, they look like they're gonna hold it. I do know one thing that I have found already that I'm not exactly thrilled about, but to each his own. So, you know, you got a new boat and you want to try out all the features. I am a guy that likes to have his rods stowed inside the kayak. So, that is a swim bait rod. It is an extra heavy. It was an absolute nightmare to get in there because my rod is so stiff. That's all it is. My rod being stiff. That's literally, I'm telling you, my rod is a very stiff rod. If I took that if I were to take that crankbait rod back there, it's very flexible, and put it in here, I'd had zero issues. But because that butt section of that swim bait rod is so heavy, she's tough. But so far, like everything, let's get on the water and see what goes from there. Alright, so I am on the water, and I am paddling it around. First thoughts, stability. Obviously, if you want a boat that's very, very, very maneuverable for the river, you're going to not feel the primary stability. You're going to want to feel the boat, not going to want, but you will notice the boat likes to tip and sway a little bit. Comparable boats. Right now in the high seat position, I feel a touch better than my Coosa, my original Coosa HD. So I feel like I have more height. I may not, but I feel like I have better height. The way I'm in the cockpit, I feel comfortable. I feel very in touch with the boat. Great things. I mean, I'm kind of short and fat, so my feet are right here on the trough, where the trough goes. The pegs are back a little ways. 5'7", 5'8", and I weigh 265 to 275, and we do not have water coming in the scuppers. So to me, that is a blessing. I'm really excited about that. It's hard for you to see me rocking the boat, but I'm rocking it. And like I said, it's primary stability is a little bit looser than I was planning on, I guess. After being in the CK1, it's not bad. No, understand, it is not bad at all. And I think that I've only been in the boat for 50 feet, so we'll have to get some more on it. I do know that she's quiet. The more I paddle it so far, it has been silent. It just glides through the water. There's no gurgles off the scuppers or the kiffs off so far. It's been very quiet. And I love quiet boats because I fish small, clear rivers. So I don't want a boat that pushes a lot of water. And so far, this seems to glide. So I'm excited about that. So let's give it a few more minutes and see what we come up with. All right, everybody. So I'm about a mile into my paddle. We're paddling on slick, flat water right now. It is a river, but it's a calm river. So when people say river boats, everybody's river is different. Yes, I do some rapidish kind of waters, class 1, class 2s on a regular basis, but that's not where this is. So, all right, sun's behind me. Let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. So today we are trying the boat out, and what I have found in the last mile is that if I were to rate a boat beginner, intermediate, and advanced kayak, which means that you've got the features, you got the abilities. The more advanced boats lack on some of the stabilities. So when you jump in a boat and it's like, oh man, this is rock solid, blah, 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 blah. Those are better for entry-level people because it gives them confidence. The more accustomed to kayaking you become, the more you want to take it kind of back to the beginnings and the roots of it, where the boat is super nimble, super agile, and just paddles easily. So currently I'm paddling with one hand, and it's going along just fine. I have zero issues. It is a smooth paddling boat, very smooth, very easy to paddle. I have zero issues paddling it. I do like the fact that it does carry a little bit, so you can get a little bit of momentum in the boat and it'll track fairly true. That's when it comes to the advanced over the entry level. So the people that first get in the kayak, they paddle, and they stop paddling and they expect the boat to stop. That's not how it works. So as you paddle, you plan your spot to fish. So here's an example. So I'm fishing, or planning on, say I want to fish this log. If I'm still paddling right now and I let go of the boat, let go of the paddle, and most people want to do this, let's go ahead and clip it down in a spot. Say I'm done for right now. So we set it down. Well, the boat's going to drift. It's going to carry a momentum and a motion in a direction of, wherever you were headed last. And so a lot of times people don't plan for that. And they'll come in too hot and they'll pass that by before it's time to fish, before they're ready to fish. So personally, I say this takes somebody with some experience to know what they're getting into. The other thing is, you may not notice it, but if you look at the bubbles that are going past that tree right there, that means I'm in current. The thing that I can notice about the boat in current is, even though I have the nose upriver, she's not swinging on me yet. The more current comes around, the more you'll be able to tell. And we got some shoals up in front of us. When we get there, I'll probably do another video. But so far, the boat's working out great. Is it an entry-level boat? No, it's not an entry-level boat. Is it an absolute advanced boat? No, it has some awesome features for somebody that's an advanced paddler. It'll work well for an intermediate. It'll give you something to work into. I have a fear that the more people that'll get in this boat, they'll be like, it's not for me. And you know what? It may not be for everybody, but it has some awesome features. And for what it was designed to do, I have a feeling it's going to be superb with it. At the moment, I've got some mixed feelings. I bought some more accessories for my CK1. I got a different seat. Excuse me. I got the high seat and I got the padded seat. So I'm hoping that it's going to have the comfort this one has. A high seat is really important when it comes to blood circulation in your legs and comfort for all day. And that was the biggest thing about a frame seat. It got you up off the floor. So I'm really looking forward to trying my CK1 out with a high seat in it. But right now, this thing right here, this Shoalie, it's pretty awesome. So kudos to the guys. Drew Gregory, you know, he's really good in the rivers. I gotta give him credit where credit's due. He's awesome with it. James Durbecker for listening. I mean, Crescent's been talking about boats for a long time. He's been making boats, and I'm going to say that the quality, I don't even need to talk about it because it's great. And so let's just see where it goes from here. But so far, my initial reaction and interpretation is a great purchase. You can see the water speeding up here, so starting to see a little bit of drift with the bow, but it's not a lot. And that could have been my paddle stroke. So I'm going to hop off the phone and see what we can do. All right, update. I portaged a little while ago. I've paddled through this swift water. That water is only 18 inches deep, so paddle was hitting. Update. I had a portage back there. I had to paddle through this swifter water. It ain't very deep, maybe 18 inches. So, gimmicks or tools, one way or the other. A lot of boats come with gimmicks and extras. The paddle holder right there, that really don't do a whole lot for me. Is it good? It is good. Lots of situations to be good for. For me and my river fishing, I don't know. However, I have a rotor grip right here, so it holds it on the side. I can leash it down right there, but quickly I can set it down in the way, out of the way. Great. These rod stagers. When the butt is sitting on the front of my seat, like so, while I'm sitting there, those rods lay right in the groove. They are absolutely great. The next thing, I knew this was going to work because I've had a semblance of it. I haven't ever had this exact idea, but that right there, that's love. I mean, straight up. If you ever do any portaging, if you ever go to remote locations where you got to work for it, that is the business. That is not a gimmick, folks. That is the real deal. It's thought out very well. I'm curious about the long-term durability of it, but if it does anything like it's been doing for a couple of years, she's earned it. So far, I've got some opinions. It's a great boat, great design. For my first initial impressions, we'll see what happens, a little longer, but I think it's going to continue to get great. All right, everybody, I'm back at home. So here's what I can tell you. All right, so as far as the kayak is concerned, if you're loading it in a truck or on a trailer, it's love. It is straight easy, super duper easy. I like the way I could store it. Use the straps to hold the rods down. Didn't try to put the heavy rod back inside this time. That was great. The handle, I love the handle. Downside, when you pull this out, the only way it goes back in is it doesn't go in like this. You gotta take the hatch open like so, reach up inside there and pull the slack back in. So if you got some OCD, you need to know that that's how that works. I guess it was pretty self-explanatory to everybody, but I do like it. I love it. If I'm doing a lot of wading and I can hook that to me and it stands there and it's just always there, that's great. If I get to a bank and I need to pull it up, so when I took my boat out today, I had a 10-foot difference in height. So from the water level up to where the truck and the trailer were sitting was 10 foot. I pulled the strap out, got out, put the strap, stepped inside of it actually, so it was around my waist, and I just climbed up the hill and kind of pulled it like a mule. Came right up, no problems. The boat's not too heavy. I car topped it already once, and it worked out great. You just got to unload it. And that's the big thing. Anybody puts a boat on top of a car needs to unload it anyway. So I like the trailer for the convenience. I like trucking it for the convenience. But so let's look at some other things. Water line. I'm 275. That's water line. That's a lot of freeboard right here, so the wind can catch you. Down to the back, there's the water line, and there's kind of two of them. So in the middle, it didn't have as much for the wind to grab. That tells me that it may spin a little bit if the wind is blowing. It was blowing some today, but I didn't have a whole lot of trouble with it. High seat worked out great. Another thing that I noticed, so when I went around and went through a portage, I got through to the other side, and when I was pulling the boat down the ledge to me, I could pull from here. I could grab the back of the seat because the cam strap worked so good. It had it in. Once I was at that point, it just slid right on in like I wanted it to. I could grab this section here and pull the boat down. This right here, while I was standing in it, for me, it was in the way for me to stand if I put the paddle there. When I'm sitting down, unless my feet are all the way to the back, all the way back here, it's in the way. So, and to get it underneath it with your feet in front of you, that means that you're feeding a paddle underneath you. That's awkward. There's a place, like if I'm summertime fishing and I'm easing down through and I lay my legs on the outside of the boat, which it did amazing. I had on hip waders, so I could just throw my legs over the side, and it worked out perfect. I couldn't ask for better comfort. And even with that, these didn't rub on the back of my legs. So that was great. I do know that they say you can mount the Anchor Wizard here, was one of the mentions. And then Anchor Wizard actually has a piece that takes this screw out and this bracket off and puts a plate there that holds it. Don't think I'd go that route. I love my Anchor Wizard. I don't see how I'm going to mount it on here yet. I'm not saying that that's not an okay solution. I'm saying that I don't know that that's the way I want to go. Do know that I like the roto grip here. So I just take the paddle and lay it on the side. You'll see some videos of it, or I think I included it in an earlier video. Rod stagers work great. The bow handle worked great. I like the hatch. I don't think I'm going to cut the inside of it out yet. I do think I'm going to buy another boat, and when I do, I will probably cut the inside of that one out. I have multiple kayaks. I do have a guide service. I do show people how the boats work. One thing I will say, the cup holders is a catch-all for me. But if you just saw, I picked that bait up from there. I put it in here, it came through there and into that pocket. I'm down with that. I see how the little divot is in there, and I know that that's going to work out great. For the low seat, I have not tried the low seat, so I can't speak on it. I did not try the rear rod holders either. I wasn't in a position where I felt I needed to. I will say that tackle box underneath here, I use a larger Plano a lot of times. I think it's the double-decker guide series. I think it's a 3700 size, but I love it. It comes in and out stupid easy. I actually think it would be fine if I put the bungee around it and left it like that, but I don't want things to fall out of the boat. So the more tucked away they are, because you never know when that big fish is going to hit and you're dealing with it. You don't have to deal with other stuff. Overall, amazing boat. I have 5 other Crescents. 4 of them are CK1 Ventures. Would I sell a CK1 for this? Personally, for me, the benefit's not there. This is a fast boat. It's very stable. If I was to compare it to some other boats, I've had a lot of boats. It probably falls in between the Jackson Coosa and the Coosa HD. It's a little bit more nimble than the HD and a little bit more stable than the regular Coosa in the high seat on both. So if you're a Jackson fan, that's something you can compare it to. New Canoe It is comparable to the unlimited and to the pursuit in stability. I would say it's in that in stability. It's not pursuit speed, but it's pursuit stability.